This is a video response to Truthspeaker 12. He wrote in my channel a little comment here. The birth event of Jesus with King Herod is exact parallel of Hindu Lord Krishna with King Kangsha, and that's at least 1,000 years old before Jesus. There was no functioning Bethlehem. Really? No census. Really? Historians disagree. No King Herod. Historians disagree. Herod was already dead by the time of the supposed birth of Jesus. Historians disagree. To do mass baby killing. Yeah, the census actually is very real. I'll show you that at the end of the video. So this is a video response to this nonsense. So the truth seeker's point of view here, aside from it having historical inaccuracies, which I'll get to at the end of the video if I have enough time, it has the unique position of committing two fallacies. The first fallacy is the genetic fallacy. That is to say that however somebody comes up with an idea, a thought, a concept, a belief, that says absolutely nothing about whether or not that thought, concept, belief, or anything is true or false. So showing how something may have originated doesn't make it true or false. You have to show it based on its own merits. So suppose I say to the truth seeker that he's a Muslim because he comes from a Muslim country, or he's a Muslim because he comes from a Muslim family, or perhaps he's a Muslim because he was forced into being it, which is what Muslims do in Muslim countries. That does nothing to show Islam to be true or false, so it's a waste of time for me to even say that. The second fallacy is post hoc ergo propter hoc, which means after this, therefore, because of this. What this means is that an event occurs somewhere, and then sometime later, say years later, another event occurs elsewhere that have nothing to do with each other, but because they have similarities in the events historically, one must have therefore caused the other one. That's just an illogical fallacy. For example, let's see, Muhammad had a vision, and from that vision he completely changed his worldview and started spreading and creating a whole new religion. Wow, that's interesting, because 500 or so years earlier, a man by the name of Saul of Tarsus did the exact same thing. Wow, look at the similarities. Bye Islam, bye-bye, done. So as you can clearly see, using the truth seeker's logic, he just completely destroyed his own religion. Goodbye. Now, concerning the actual Krishna story, very interesting, because according to Truth Seeker, who seeks truth, they're the exact same parallel story. I mean, it's exactly the same, which means a baby being born in a prison is the same thing as a baby being born in a manger, and a baby being born of a woman who is not a virgin is the same thing as a baby being born from a virgin, and a man killing 6 children that belong to the woman is the same thing as killing the firstborn of everybody in a town. So, yeah, Truth Seeker's logic is right on. So, are there similarities between Krishna and the birth of Jesus? Yes, there are, and they're very interesting. However, there's a big problem, aside from the two I've already given, the genetic fallacy and the post hoc fallacy. And that is that I can't find the date of the tradition of this so-called birth of Krishna. The actual birth date is given, which is before Christ, but how far back does that tradition go? Don't know. So until you can show that it goes back before Christ, or I can show that it goes back to after Christ, you know, you really can't argue either way on the similarities. Hindu beliefs about Krishna, some of it goes back to before Christ, and some of it goes back to after Christ. So you really have to show documentation to show which went where or what, and I couldn't find a website that does that. I couldn't find any kind of link to any kind of scholars that have done that. So until you can show me that, but either way, post hoc and genetic fallacy doesn't really matter, but it is interesting. Now I would like to end this video with an actual hijacking of pagan belief. That would be the Quran says that Jesus made some clay pigeons and then they came to life. Well, this is actually not new. This actually came from the Gnostic Gospel of Thomas, which goes back to 170 A.D. So, if you want to continue with this line of thinking, kiss Islam goodbye.